Holy crap, I got a possessed computer. Two artists in recovery from Weaver Genesee, Rosamond, California. It's 2:43 in the morning, West Coast time, Saturday, the 27th of April, 2024. Responding to your article that you just put out, I saw this one on someone else's video several hours ago, and I couldn't believe this story came out. I just, I wanted to get some sleep really bad last night, but this one was nagging on me on this one. And then I saw you doing the video. I'm like, oh shit, I got to do the research. So I went out on the internet to see this one. I'm like, this had to have been a nightmare. This had to have been a nightmare. This had to have been a nightmare. Surely enough, a lot of other people have been picking it up on the social media, but basically the same story. In order for Christine, in order for Christine Noem to be the vice president pick, she's got to show to the gas bag what kind of person she really is. No nonsense, able to take charge, blood and guts and like that kind of stuff. I wasn't raised on a farm, so I didn't have that kind of mentality. That anything gone crazy, you had to take care of it by shooting or killing it or anything else like that. I've lived in the city all my life, suburbanite. If we actually had any crazy dogs like that, we'd take them over to the city pound, let them deal with it. There had been one time. There had been one time which my brother had to take a dog down and it hurt like hell. She was a show dog. She was a Samoyed Husky. Daryl, I refer you over to the little doll I've got up there on the shelf of other stuffed animals. Not exactly a close resemblance to a dog, but she still reminds me of the toy I lost a long time ago, which was a reminder of the dog I lost. Her name is Rega. She was a Samoyed Husky. And when we got her, she was a show dog. She won several awards. But apparently the owners couldn't take care of her, and Ma was going to take care of her. But she was also afraid of people sometimes, I think. It took Ma a while to get used to her, or actually the dog to get used to Ma and other voices. When Dave and I came home from school, this blur disappeared from one room to another room in our apartment complex. And it took her a long while to get used to me and Dave. I had to coax her out of the closet. She was shaking like crazy. We found out what kind of a wonderful dog she was, so she warmed up to me and Dave, and then also a protector, very protective dog of our new family. We loved this dog. We didn't mistreat this dog. We played with the dog. We fed the dog. But she was our family member. She was one of the family. A few years later, we're living out in the house. We're going to move from an apartment to a house down the street from each other. We were gone for overnight. During that time, Rega was scared about something. Somehow she got through a window, got hit, caused a slow brain bleed, tumor to grow. Took years. It's like 4 or 5 years after she got hit, she became vicious. Changed her personality a great deal. Dave took her over to the vet that we actually had. He was the one who had to put her down. Tore the family apart like crazy. Normally it would have been animal control to take care of the dog, but my brother had to take her out of the vet to see what the hell was going on. There was nothing that the vet could do. There was already a tumor. They did an x-ray on the dog. It was already growing. It was all because of the dog getting hit. Devastated us for a while. I mean, we actually had a couple other dogs with us, but still hurt us like hell. I mean, we had moved from place to place. We didn't see the changes in Rega until it was too late. It took about several years. Slow. It was a slow tumor growing in her head. I was a teenager at the time. I don't even know why we didn't get the body back or cremate her. I remember getting a toy dog of her, and I grasped onto that dog. I was growing up as a kid. It reminded me of her. And that's what she is. It reminded me of her. Seeing the story about this book coming out, and a portion of it is talking about raised on a farm. Noem had to take care of a vicious animal. An out of control puppy. The shock collar couldn't do anything with it. She's starting to hate the dog. How do you hate a dog? I've had dogs all my life. Besides Rega, there was other dogs we had. When the older first three died, we had to get. We had other dogs coming into the house. We had rescue places that we tried out a few dogs, see if they were compatible with us. Some weren't, and some were. Dave, Ma, and me also been to a local animal shelter years back when we were living in the San Fernando Valley. And we'd gotten rescues over there. There was one dog we had gotten. It was a escape artist. Decided one dog was going to be enough for us anyway. Australian marble. Marble? I thought it was an Australian shepherd. It was a type of shepherd. One eye was gray, and the other one was blue on the dog. But this dog was loyal. I said escape artist because the dog didn't like to be cooped up outside in the yard. But as soon as the dog got outside the backyard, the dog would run to the front yard and stay there. Would stay in front of the front porch and bark at us. Conan did not like mail, though. Every time there was mail coming over, Conan was just looking at the mailbox saying, I'm going to get that mail. As soon as the mail came through the door slot, Conan went after it. Ma got herself a miniature poodle. First there was a Bichon, and then there was another one a little bit larger than that. The Bichon died out because of a vet's mishandling of the dog. And then the other one. I try to remember some of the dogs we've actually had. And besides Conan, what we had for a while. Somehow or another he had been put down because hip dysplasia was so bad we couldn't take care of him as much. We didn't want him in agony. And a few weeks later we got ourselves another Australian shepherd, this time a female. Conan was male, this one's a female. Very protective, very sweet. Wasn't Gretchen, was it? No. I tell you, Conan was one of those kind of dogs. He stayed with me for a hell of a long while, even after death. I think Gretchen was her name. She was almost a copycat to my Conan. Bigger, though. Got her as a puppy. Roo dog. because of the nose, because of the pink nose. Didn't want another dog, but we got her anyway. We called her Roo because she looked like a kangaroo when she was a lot younger. She did things when she was growing up that you know, we dealt with, but we weren't going to give up on the dog. We weren't going to shoot it. She was also a good watchdog, but she was a lot of fun to play with too. She may have acted vicious, but she really wasn't. She was a sweetheart. I've had other dogs that I've also lost because of a hit and run. Kelly was a black and white terrier mix. Had a game with him. As soon as the guy runs out of the house, he wanted you to chase him, and then when you just got tired of him getting back home, he'd come back to follow you. He knew where his home was. Problem is, in this one particular game, it costed him his life when he got hit by an asshole, and the asshole took off. By the time we got him to the vet, it was too late. He was already gone. Going in, we buried him in the backyard of a house that we lived in. And Abidjan, that was another one that Ma got, Puppies. She came with us. Rear dog had to be put down. Hip dysplasia too. The one thing I noticed about the larger dogs, they always had a hip dysplasia problem going on. There was always inflammation in the joints. It was expensive regarding those medications. But the thing is, we never had that kind of problem with the dogs concerning about their behaviors that needed to be put down. Except for that one time with Reagan. That one time with Reagan. I loved a lot of dogs in my life. They're like family members. So when I saw this one last night, I should have been reacting to this one. All I could do is just look over my little dog, make sure she was covered up throughout the night. Because if she started to howl, or actually if she started to whine, I had to see what she needed. I guess these days I'm a lot more sensitive than I realized. And that's a good thing. Because I don't think I'd be able to deal with them. There's a lot of words coming into my head that I'd be calling this person who takes a dog and shoots him and just doesn't care what the hell happens to the family dynamic. I grew up on a farm. This is how you do it. You be cold and callous. Hold attachments. I don't think they're a true dog owner, but then again, I was never raised on a farm. I'm a city slicker. And used the dogs for being part of the family and also for protection. But I know there's a lot of people out there who would take dogs and use them for entertainment, for blood sports. And also selling other dogs too. And that's what disturbed me and David at one time. A couple of years before my brother passed away, we actually had a little girl. My current little girl. The little mamas. She almost got stolen. Some guy decided she was cute and going to steal her. My brother used his cane, trying to beat the shit out of one guy, and then holding on to her in another hand. I wish I could have seen that one. But seeing that article last night, and then reading the other articles this morning, Believe me, there's a lot of things I wish I could say that YouTube and Google would yank my ass and never put me on there ever again. Besides, there's a lot of things I would say at this point concerning about her in general that is not gentlemanlike. I'm sorry, I don't share that kind of value. I don't share that kind of mentality. You just put a dog in the pit and shoot him. I know what my brother would have been saying right now if he was still alive. And that language and that thought pattern is not acceptable on Google and YouTube either. I'm sorry, I am not that kind of a lunatic that does that to dogs. That hurts too damn badly for me. And it makes me sick to my stomach.